Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is David Pendleton, and I'm finally getting to my pro full walkthrough for the Night Sky tournament. So it took me a little longer than I wanted to get this out just because I'm hitting so many great shots. I don't know what my problem is, and it continued today. But the good news is I have enough content here to help you win this tournament for sure because I have a ton of drops on this particular course. I just haven't, been able to put them all together on my two pro accounts. So on, this account, I hit a couple holes for extra drops. On my other account, a couple different holes for extra drops. So, all in all, if I can put this together, you're going to really see a minus 16 walkthrough here. So, don't judge this minus 14 by its cover. It's a decent score for qualifying. But again, in this walkthrough, I do have quite a few drops for us to take a look at. And they're pretty detailed because they do require some offsetting. So, if you're missing some shots right now to the left or to the right, I can help you get those lined out. Here's what I ask from you. Just please take half of a second and hit the like button. That helps people out that make these videos because the more likes you get, the higher it bumps you up when people search for help, on this particular tournament. And then please subscribe if you haven't done so already. That also, helps me out too. So let's go ahead and hop right into the replays. And of course, we'll start off on hole number one. Now, hole number one is a hole that's kind of just being a pain because the rough bump for the second shot is not playing well. I either leave it short or, I miss left or maybe a combo of both. So I'm really trying to figure out how to get hole number one to drop for an eagle. And I'm not really seeing a whole lot of people eagle it anyway, so maybe it's just one of those. This is one of those fluky things. But anyways, we're going to play shot number one at 10%. We're going to play shot number two at 0%. So I've tried shot number two at -5, -10. It's kind of playing very similar no matter how you play it. So I'm just going to go with 0. Now on the drive, I'm putting my yellow ring on the rough line. And with my extra mile, that's exactly where the game starts. So I'm not moving my target whatsoever. But I do suggest you put your yellow ring right here on the rough line. And don't worry about my extra mile level 9. I know that's an advanced club, but we're not using the benefits of it. We're actually only going to be using 4 bars of topspin. So you can do that with whatever level your extra mile is. On a Kingmaker, 4 bars of topspin, 3 bars of right side spin. And then we're going to curl our ball to the right until the right edge of the ball covers the adjustment target, which you'll see here when I go to take my shot. And really that little bitty curl is just going to help us make sure we don't roll into the rough on the left-hand side there. And the 4 bars of topspin is enough because we don't want to roll into the sand. So there you see my ball covering the adjustment target on the right-hand side. That keeps us out of the rough, and we wind up right here on the fairway. So it doesn't matter really how much distance you get. I prefer to play this with my Goliath on shot number 2. And here's shot number 2. I'm playing it mid-distance. Like I said, I'm just going to go with 0 elevation. I'm not sure I'm going to get this shot to drop. It is being a little frustrating, but right here, you see I've got the ball guide line going through the pin. And we're aiming dead center of the pin. Now you can see even with aiming through the pin, I still fell 1 full green square short. Now here's the problem, is when I go to add more topspin, even if I try to add like a click of topspin, I get a ball guide line that goes all the way through the green onto the back part of the fairway. So like once I get over 4 bars of topspin, I get a really crazy glitch, and I don't want to take the shot that way because I don't know how the ball rolls. Does it really pick up that much speed and make you fly into the sand back there? I wouldn't think so, but I also wouldn't rule it out. So, I'm going to just stick with that shot right there. And maybe, I get lucky and the shot drops. But I'm not even worried about hole number 1 because there's a lot more drops starting on hole number 2. Now, hole number 2 is a hole I'm pretty excited to share with you because I am getting the hole-in-one very consistently on this particular hole. And I'm not playing the rough bump. I'm just playing straight at the pin. 20% elevation. Kingmaker, max distance of your sniper. That's going to be very important when you go to pull. And you're also going to pull this at 11:59 pull angle. So those things are very important. So first thing we do is we apply our backspin. Step number 2 is I'm going to show you the landing position. Step number 3 is to pull at 20% with an 11:59. So exactly 4 bars of backspin and no side spin. Okay, now this is the landing spot that I'm looking for. I want you to notice here that the red ring and the blue ring are slightly inside 2 landmarks. So the red ring is slightly inside the rough, and the blue ring is slightly inside the sand. And I have the ball guideline pointing directly at the pin, about 1 green square short. Now again from here, I pull at an 11:59 pull angle. Hit a perfect ball. You see we hit the pin and we drop in for a hole in one. Okay? And, that was at 6.3 miles per hour. So here's another shot, 5.9 miles per hour. Again, 4 back. And we're going to look for this landing spot where the ball guideline is pointing directly at the pin. A little bit short, but we also have the red ring and the blue ring slightly inside those 2 landmark positions, the rough and the sand. You can see it there really well, through this camera angle. Red ring in the rough, blue ring slightly in the sand. Ball guideline pointing to the pin. 1 green square short, 11:59 pull angle. Now, I'm not saying you're going to make this every single time, but you can see there that the speed is really good. We hit dead center of the pin again, and it goes in for a hole in one. So, I've made this 2 out of 3 times that I've hit a perfect ball. On this particular setup, I was trying a rough bump on Monday, and I just didn't really like it. It was very specific and extremely detailed to find the right landing position. But, I settled on this shot right here, and I like this shot. Very safe approach, and it's good to go. And if you wanted to take like a screenshot to reference, right there's my landing position. So this is a still shot of my setup. Now, what I do is I play on an iPad. So, I take a picture of this with my iPad, and then I send it to my iPhone. So whenever I play, my next round, when I go into this hole, I'll have this still shot on my iPhone, make sure I set it up correctly, and then, I take the shot. So that's what I do in tournaments. Now, hole number 3, this is pretty much an automatic eagle. I don't see anybody really messing this hole up, period. The thing that we want to do is we just want to get our ball beyond that tree there on the right-hand side, so that way it doesn't get in our way when we go to take our shot to pin for an albatross. And we're really close to albatrossing this hole. So I'm going 6 bars of top spin, 1.5 bars of side spin to the right. If you got more top spin, you can definitely use it. There's a lot of fairway here to push your ball up towards. I'm using 10% elevation. And again, I just want to get beyond the tree, which we did. Now, shot number 2, I am playing at no elevation. I'm playing 4 bars of backspin. And the thing that I noticed, about this particular shot here is that the ball kicks. And you'll see what I mean here. This shot, I only played 3 bars of backspin. So this is one of my first attempts at it. I have settled on 4 bars of backspin now. But again, I just can't hit enough perfect shots on this shot here to get a good replay. But 4 bars of backspin is a better speed. And you can see we come in just a little bit too strong and to the left-hand side. So what I am doing moving forward is Again, I'm going 1 extra bar of backspin, and then I'm just moving my ball guideline to the right of the pin. Not even inside the cup, about half of a square right of the hole. And, you know, what I found out is I haven't hit a perfect ball on it yet, but the speed is a lot better, but I keep hitting great left and great right, and it's extremely frustrating. So, you know, if I get an albatross on this, you know, maybe 2 times in the next round, then I'll upload another video showing you exactly where to aim. And that's why it's really important that you subscribe. So that way, if I do put out another video, then, you know, you'll get that notification. All right, hole number 4, I'm playing this way. I'm playing with the katana and a rocket. Just make sure that if you play this shot, you have a sniper in your bag, because it does help you find the absolute minimum distance a lot easier. You know, like if you accidentally have a horizon in your bag, you won't be able to take this shot with your rocket because your horizon goes too far. So 40% elevation, absolute minimum distance of my rocket, and I'm using almost 7 bars of backspin. It's more like 6.8. And you can see there's plenty of rough to work with. And I just missed this shot to the right-hand side. So I need to move my target over a little bit to the left. Now, again, this is another situation to where I just keep hitting great shots. The good news is great left, great right has been no danger. It's stopping me on the fringe, so I don't even make it to the green. But it's a very simple chip in for a birdie. I know there's a lot of other shots out there. There's a sniper rough bump that I may take a look at, but I do like taking the rocket shot at absolute minimum distance, because then we can play minimum numbers at 40% elevation, and you can't really mess up the ring pool when you're playing at a dead minimum adjustment. So I'm going to continue with this shot. As you see, when you hit the rough, it's a really smooth roll, and I think we can get this one to drop. So just got to move the target over to the left a little bit, and we should be good to go. Now, this brings us on to hole number 5. Now, hole number 5 is a great eagle opportunity, and a lot of opponents are not eagling it. So we're going to go with 3 bars of side spin to the left, and I want you to use your grizzly. That's very important. Pack a grizzly on this hole. So 6 top, 3 left. My yellow ring is on the rough line, and I'm going 10% elevation and just a normal shot. I'm not using overpower in this tournament, which is nice. You know, we're able to take just a lot of normal shots. As you can see here, this puts us up onto the fairway very nicely. There's no fear of driving this into the rough whatsoever. Now, shot number 2 has been a shot that's been giving me a lot of difficulty in this tournament. And it is a shot I've hit a lot of perfect balls on, but I just kept missing, okay? I kept missing to the right-hand side no matter what I did. So, of course, on shot number 1 on Monday, I aimed dead center of the cup. I missed to the right. And, you know, I keep moving my target over to the left to try to offset it instead of using slider numbers, because I know that a lot of people, you know, they hate using sliders. So I try to make it a lot easier for everybody who watches my videos to just offset the shot instead of using sliders. Now, the thing that is going to be really consistent is the backspin. I'm playing this shot up more towards the green than a lot of other people are. A lot of people are letting it roll onto the fairway, onto the green. I don't like the consistency of that shot, but it's up to you on how you want to play it. But I do have a very good line here for you to pick up an eagle. 2 bars of backspin is perfect. No side spin. You're going to play it at medium numbers of your grizzly. And I want you to take a look at where we need to aim here to get this ball to drop. Okay, so take a look at the dark green square that the cup is in. So the hole that we're aiming at is in a dark green square. Notice I'm leaving my ball guideline basically at the middle of the cup, okay, but to the left of the cup. It's almost at the corner of the dark green square, but not quite. This is where you want to line up. You can even move this over to the right just a little bit, because we do make this shot, but we make it on the right-hand side of the cup, which, you know, thank goodness it finally went in. Now, you'll see here that 2 bars of backspin is good speed, and we hit the pin again on the right-hand side, and we drop it in for an eagle. So that's a really good offset shot to try. And like I said, we could probably move it over just a tad to the right from where I was aiming, and that would help us be more dead center of the pin with a more consistent shot. Okay, so we're 5 holes in, and we've shown you how to drop hole number 2. Hole number 4 is very close, and we've got hole number 5. Now that brings us to hole number 6. Hole number 6, I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can play that particular hole. The first way we're going to show you is if you don't have a Thor's Hammer level 6. But even if you do, I would probably just go with this shot because this is a great shot. We're going to go with some weird clubs, okay? We're going to go with a big topper and a horizon on this particular setup. Again, this is for people who don't have higher level clubs. So the first shot is 0%. It's going to be full top spin, 1 bar of right side spin. No overpower, no curl. Plenty of fairway to work with. This is no fear of going into any sort of rough at all. That top spin really kicks us up the fairway. Now, shot number 2 is going to be played with the horizon. And we're choosing the big topper and the horizon because we need top spin. It's a little bit more difficult to make it to the green with a sniper than it is a horizon. And I'm playing this shot 10% elevation. And the only thing I'm really doing here is adding some curl. So this is almost half a ball of right curl. And that just really helps us kick it over here to get onto the green or close to the green. Okay? So that's a big topper horizon combo. If you have a Thor's Hammer, I would recommend it only at a level 6 because a level 6 is where you get that extra top spin. And this is obviously a much more accurate club than your big topper. Now, the difference here is I chose to go with a Thor's Hammer and a sniper. And it worked out just fine. So again, no elevation on the drive. Same ball, I'm using a Titan. I don't really see this as, a good opportunity for an Albatross at all. Pretty much just taking this one as an eagle. You can see here with the sniper, I almost had enough distance to get it to that top part of the fairway, but not quite. And this shot pretty much is lined up just like that horizon shot was. 10% elevation. Same thing with curl. And you see we pretty much end up in the exact same spot. So there's a couple different ways you can play it. It's whatever you're most comfortable with. I'll probably just stick with the big topper and horizon combo because my main account is the only one that has a Thor's Hammer 6. So, I'll probably just play it consistent from my 2 accounts. But there's that. Now, hole number 7 is, this is, about as automatic as a hole-in-one as you're going to find in a tournament. And I've already released a separate video on YouTube that gives you a full breakdown of hole number 7. This is a great opportunity to drop this shot, and I'm really surprised that a lot of opponents are not making this one. So, you can do this with any Power 1 ball, okay? A Navigator is completely fine. The thing that I recommend if you're a player who does have some money balls, this would be the one hole in a pro tournament that I recommend using a Win 5 Power 1 ball. And the reason that I recommend that is because we have a very narrow strip of rough. Now, I'm not afraid that we're going to miss the rough. But, if you get like a 6.5 mile per hour wind, or even like a 5.5 mile per hour wind with a Navigator, then you're going to have to pull a lot more rings, okay? Because we're playing this one 1-to-1. So in this situation, the wind is 3.2. I'm going to play at 3.2 rings. I'd rather have to pull 3.2 than 6.5, right? So I can cut that in half. That's a big advantage. Now, we're going to put our yellow ring on the sand line with 3 bars of backspin, and our pull angle has to be an 1159. And you're going to see that here when I go to pull my rings. So yellow ring on the sand, and this is the offset that you want to do. And I do have a screenshot at the end here that I can show you. But notice how my ball guide line is right of the pin. It's not even inside the cup. It's to the right of the cup. And that exact location is very important. All right, and there's your 1159 pull. Playing at 1 for 1, which is 3.2 rings because it's 3.2 miles an hour. And the reason we can play this shot 1 for 1 is because it's 10% elevation at exactly medium distance of our sniper. All right, we're dead nuts into the center of the cup. Now here's another replay with stronger wind. This is 4.2 miles an hour. I'm 4 for 4 on this hole with perfect balls once I found the correct setup. Now, of course, I kept missing this shot to the left, which is why I'm setting up so far to the right. But again, there's your exact setup that you want to be at. Yellow ring on the sand line with your ball guide line, 3 bars of backspin to the right of the cup. 4.2 miles an hour. We pull at 4.2 rings with an 1159 pull angle. That 1159 pull angle helps us get the ball to kick back to the left, if you're wondering why we're doing that. And there's another one for you, okay? And again, if you like screenshots, there's your screenshot. Yellow ring on the sand, ball guide line with 3 bars of backspin to the right of the cup. Pretty much where the light green and the dark green combine. So right on that seam is pretty much where we're aiming. It's a very, very good hole-in-one opportunity. So, let's make sure we get that one on the front 9 and back 9. We have to count on that one to win the tournament. Hole number 8 is also another hole that we have to count on to win the tournament. This is an easy eagle, okay? And I'm just being an idiot. Seriously, every shot to pin, and I'm not even exaggerating, every single shot to pin I've hit great. I mean, it's just embarrassing. I don't know what my problem is. But anyways, the drive is easy. On this particular drive, I accidentally clipped the rough. But I'm going, 5 bars of top spin, 3 bars of side spin to the left. And what you want to do here is notice how I'm pushing up my target to make sure that my ball guide line goes from fairway to fairway, right? Now, in this particular situation, notice that I'm pushing up 1.5 rings. And you might wonder, how do I know that? Well, if you take a look at, I don't even know how to describe this. I wonder if I can do this. And remember, I'm not good with technology, so that's why all donations matter to somebody like me, because this takes me a lot of time. Well, I guess I can't mark up. But anyways, there's this dark line here underneath my yellow ring, okay? So maybe you'll see that. So let me show you again. Okay, so notice right here that there is no dark line. This is a normal looking setup. When I start to push up into overpower, you get these extra lines that appear. Oh, sorry. There's no lines. Now, when I push up into overpower, you see this dark line that appears. Well, it appears just slightly underneath my yellow ring. So that's like 1.2 rings. And what that means is after I adjust my 10%, I need to push up 1.2 rings in order for this shot to play true. I know that's a little advanced and some people might not understand that, but it's pretty important. But anyways, as you can see, I took my shot here and I forgot to push back up. What an idiot. So I'm making very stupid mental errors. And because of that, look at that. I clip the rough and I roll into the fairway. Now, that's not a big deal, okay? The only thing is you would like to get further up on the fairway because it's obviously going to make shot number 2 an easier shot. So just don't forget to push up your rings after that. And then, use left curl until the ball covers your target. And what I mean by ball covering the target, if you follow me and you hear me say that, this is what I mean right here. The left side of my ball covers the adjustment target on the left-hand side. And then I take my shot, okay? Now, again, shot number 2 should be easy. I'm just playing like an idiot, man. Couple bars of backspin. We're getting straight tailwind for the most part. You can't ask for an easier setup than that. And, here I go 3 bars backspin, and I'm just putting this ball guide line directly to the cup. I'm using no elevation. No elevation is fine. And we're aiming at mid-distance of our club. And again, you know, you see that I hit another great ball. But I'm only showing you the replay just to show you that the speed is good. I mean, that was a really bad great ball too. But, you know, had we hit a perfect ball, we're in the cup for a hole-in-one. We hit a great right, we missed right, we hit perfect. It's in the hole for an eagle, not a hole-in-one. All right, that's that. Now, here we go. Hole number 9, everybody. Hole number 9 is a really good chance for an albatross as long as you hit the drive correctly. I've been working on this albatross. This is a shot that I've been hitting perfect a lot, so it's allowed me to dial it in to show you all, and I'm really excited about it. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button, and remember my video. If it helps you out, we get a lot of success stories in the comments when the tournaments are over, and that's awesome. That's why I do these things. I love seeing everybody say, hey, I got my first gold, or I got a top 10, you know, thanks for the guide, that kind of stuff. If you're somebody that this helps and you have the ability to donate to my channel, please do so. You know, it really does help me out. And even if you think a couple bucks is too small and it doesn't make a difference, it does. It does go a long way for what I try to do. So please, you know, if you have the ability to do so, it would be much appreciated. And I put a link to my PayPal in the comments section every tournament video that I do. If you don't have a PayPal but you still want to donate, then just leave me a comment and we'll figure something out. But let's go into hole number 9. Okay, hole number 9, use your APOC, okay? I don't care what level you have it at. If you're playing pro, you should have at least a level 3. But I'm going to go with the top spin is important at 5 bars of top spin and 3 bars of left side spin. I'm putting my yellow ring on the rough hand side, on the rough line, and I got my ball guide line completely on the fairway, as you can see. But it's obviously, if I were to take a normal shot, it would roll into the rough. So what we're going to do is we're going to use curl, and we're doing this at 20% elevation. And this is what your curl should look like, right here. So notice that my ball is outside of the adjustment window almost all the way. I want you to use more curl than this. I want your ball to completely be outside of this green target area, okay? So I want the left of your ball to be touching the left of the green. Right now, my ball is just slightly covering the green target. I do want you to add a tad more curl, okay? So like 1/4 of a ball more curl to the left. And the reason that I want you to do that is just to make sure that we completely avoid this rough up here. Now, we still weren't in any danger, but if you accidentally add more topspin, then you will be. Okay. Now, here is shot number 2. This is the Albatross opportunity. Now, this is another shot, okay, that, you know, of course, I start off on day number 1 aiming dead center of pin and trying to figure out how much backspin I need to use. I did figure out that 5 bars of backspin was good. Let me check my notes. I think that's right. Okay, so yeah, we want to go with 5 bars of backspin, and then 2 bars of left side spin is really good. It's actually perfect speed. I'll show you. So, well, I'm crazy. That's 6 bars of backspin. 6 bars of backspin, 2 bars of left side spin. Come on, Dave, get it together. Now, notice where I'm aiming here. Look at that. Look at this offset. So this ball guideline is almost on the corner of that light green square that the cup is in. And then check out how nicely this ball kicks off the fairway into the hole for an albatross. You know, this is why I don't ever suggest that you qualify on Monday. Because I've been working on this shot since Monday, and I finally hit it today. So now I have to try to duplicate it in the next rounds. And we sneak it into the hole there. So, you know, I like that. 6 bars of backspin, 2 bars of left spin. I'll probably change this to 5.8 bars of backspin just to get a little bit better speed because we get the slow roll drop. Thanks for being patient for the video. I appreciate everybody's support week in and week out, and I just hope you all just crush this tournament. You know, let me